Coming up today on the season finale of the Slate, we have an exclusive interview with the stars of the new vampire film Twilight, and we'll review the newest Bond flick, Quantum of Solace. The name is Maslow, Nick Maslow, and you're watching the Slate. Welcome to The Slate, the movie review show that's definitely shaken and not stirred. I promise that's the last James Bond pun you'll hear today. Before we get started, let's check out some of the latest movie news. The Dark Knight's Oscar hopes were dealt a blow this week. The Academy disqualified the score for The Dark Knight. The epic piece was rejected after the panel were not satisfied that James Newton Howard and Hans Zimmer composed over 70% of the music themselves. Apparently, 3 other music editors and composers also contributed to the score. According to Oscar rules, 5 composers is too many to receive an award. But this isn't the first time this has happened to Howard and Zimmer. Their Batman Begins score was also rejected for the same reason. Maybe they'll learn to hog all of the work next time. Clint Eastwood has signed on to helm a horror film written by Peter Morgan, the man responsible for The Queen. The film is said to be a departure from recent gore fests like Saw or Hostel. Instead, it's a ghost story with a plot similar to The Sixth Sense. The supernatural isn't Eastwood's typical directing fare. In recent years, he's focused on directing war films and dramas. No doubt it will be interesting to see what the Oscar-winning director will bring to the genre. Well, Jiminy Crickets! Guillermo del Toro is said to be working on a stop-motion adaptation of Pinocchio. Judging by del Toro's previous works, the film is going to be a far cry from a cute and cuddly Pinocchio. The film is based on the original book by Italian author Carlo Collodi. It will be co-written and directed by Chris Grimley, who illustrated a version of the story in 2002. Del Toro is busy working on The Hobbit right now, but has signed on to executive produce Pinocchio. The film's stop-motion process is very time-consuming. Don't be surprised if Pinocchio doesn't come to life until 2011. Now let's take a look at this week's big releases. Quantum of Solace marks the second time actor Daniel Craig destroys an Aston Martin as 007. And if the box office numbers are any indicator, fans are accepting Craig as this generation's James Bond. The Bond franchise is known for mixing work and play, but Quantum of Solace reveals what happens when 007 mixes work and love. The film picks up right where Casino Royale left off. Bond is on a mission to find out why the woman he loved betrayed him, only to face the elusive and powerful organization that blackmailed her. His discoveries lead him on a fight to prevent Bolivia and its water supply from falling into the hands of a businessman with ties to the CIA and British government. It's dangerous times for Bond. Not even M, played by Judi Dench, can be trusted.
So that's what she meant. I hope you can trust these men. Just a moment. It's Tanner.
Yes. We've got the girl downstairs. She says to tell you she's sorry, but this is not her fight.
It isn't. Let her go.
She isn't our concern.
I'm disappointed.
You are?
How much oil did the Americans promise you?
This isn't about oil.
Well, that's good, because there isn't any.
It's about trust. You said you weren't motivated by revenge.
I'm motivated by my duty.
No. I think you're so blinded by inconsolable rage that you don't care who you hurt. When you can't tell your friends from your enemies, it's time to go.
The film continues to capture Bond's early years in the same vein of Casino Royale, but Bond is barely smoother in his approach as a secret agent. According to Craig, shooting Casino Royale was like a walk in the park when compared to Quantum, for which he received 8 stitches to close a gash on his face. When you see Quantum, you'll know why Craig was injured so much. Director Mark Forster, most known for 2001's Monsters Ball, orchestrates insane action sequences. James Bond crashing into an art gallery, poetically killing bad guys during an opera, and trying to escape a plane crash. Meanwhile, he has a new Bond girl to distract him, Camille. His beautiful sidekick is played by supermodel Olga Kurylenko. More than 007, Camille is on a mission to bring justice to the corrupt general who killed her family. I couldn't help but feeling like the film acts as a transition from Casino Royale to what comes next for Bond. It's certainly not as thrilling or as daring as Royale, as it spends more time exploring Bond's emotions. It also lacks many of the one-liners and gadgets we look for in 007 movies. Still though, Quantum of Solace is a fun, must-see movie. After all, Bond is never a guy moviegoers should pass up. Last week, the Miami Short Film Festival came to the University of Miami campus, and Jenny went down there to get the scoop. Take it away, Jenny.
I'm at the Bill Cosford Cinema for the 7th annual Miami Short Film Festival. I got an opportunity to talk with some of the audience and staff, so let's go see what they had to say.
I think short films allow you to bring together films from literally so many countries in a single evening.
It's free, so that's nice.
Some students have been coming in because their teachers have asked them to come in for like extra credit and stuff like that. But even just regular students walking by have been popping up just to see what's going on.
What makes short film festivals different than any other kind of film festival?
It is harder to make a great short film than it is a great feature film. If you don't nail it in the first 2 or 3 minutes, you don't have 90 minutes to recover like Hollywood films. So it has to be well written, well conceived, and well executed. That's what makes a great short film.
I'm here to kind of see what other people are already doing and maybe learn from that.
So do you prefer independent films over regular Hollywood films?
Me, I've started to like independent films more as I've gotten older because I realized just the creativity and the weirdness that you can do with an independent film.
I think I like them both for their own reasons. Independent cinema, especially international, it gives you an opportunity to see films that you would never have a chance to see otherwise. You know, but going to a big blockbuster film is a ton of fun also.
Wow, Ginny, that looked like a lot of fun. You know, maybe we should make like our own short movie.
I'd rather not.
You know, I could be James Bond and you could be my hot Bond babe. What do you think?
Stick to interviews, Nick.
All right, well, speaking of interviews, this week I got a chance to interview Edi Gathegi and Taylor Lautner, the stars of the new film Twilight. Twilight mayhem at Sunset Place. Fans of the vampire book series turned movie showed up to see stars Taylor Lautner and Edi Gathegi. With all the excitement, some of us just had to get in on the fun.
OMG, how hot was Taylor?
But there's a lot more to Twilight than its dedicated fan base. The film tells the story of a young woman who falls in love with her dream guy. But like all relationships, something isn't quite right. Indeed, Bella's soulmate Edward is a vampire who can do a lot more harm with his mouth than give his girl a hickey. Earlier in the day, I had a chance to sit down and talk with the guys about all things Twilight, including their instant fame.
It's crazy. We still don't believe it. I mean, the first big thing was Comic-Con, and we were just blown away.
What was that like? I hear it was insane.
Tremendous screams and applause, apparently the highest decibel level that convention has ever seen.
The question on everyone's minds, will the film live up to the books? Fan reaction remains to be seen, but Gathegi says author Stephanie Meyer is happy with the result.
She said the movie is like the most romantic movie she's ever seen, and she's so unbelievably happy with this.
Are you afraid?
I'm only afraid of losing you.
Are a lot of people finding vampires sexy because of this series and this movie?
I think, yeah. I think people have found vampires sexy from the inception of the whole vampire world, and I think that the vampire world never really goes away. It just comes and goes in waves, but it's always there. I think what people are attracted to is that sort of power that a vampire has.
So, could a sequel be on the way?
Yesterday, I think I read in the Hollywood Reporter, and I don't know how accurate that publication is, you know, generally, but they said that they just optioned the next two. So I'm not starting that rumor.
Which doesn't mean it's happening. It just means they have the property now. I mean, they're getting ready, you know, maybe, but they're gonna wait for Twilight to come out before they give it an actual green light.
We'll soon find out what's next for Twilight. The movie comes out this Friday, but you might want to pre-order those tickets now. Shows are selling out across the nation. Sadly, that's all we have for this season on the Slate. We've had a blast making this show, and we hope you've enjoyed it too.
Also, don't forget to check out our new website at theslate.tv and subscribe to our brand new video podcast.
Catch us again when we return in 2009 with a ton of great movies to check out.
Goodbye.
Thanks for watching.
Shout out.
Shout out to
University of Miami. College students. You. Hi, I'm Edi Gathegi.
And I am, okay, individually. Gotcha, go. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Edi Gathegi. And you're watching The Slate.
Please do it again.
Hi, I'm Edi Gathegi, and you're watching The Slate.
Right now, okay. Hey, I'm Taylor Lautner, and you're watching The Slate.